Hey guys, what's up? This is Steve, co-founder of Florida Cop Watch. Just wanted to share with you guys the story about why I got involved cop watching and involved in police accountability. I really spent most of my life not second guessing the police. I always sort of assumed that they were there to generally do good. Every once in a while you get a speeding ticket and you gotta pay some money. Big deal. Don't want a ticket. Don't speed. Okay. Well, then I ended up witnessing something myself, which was really disturbing and got me thinking, and really got me to want to be more involved in police accountability myself. Well, I run a business in Palm Beach County, and about 3 years ago, I was closing up shop one night and I saw a homeless man. He was passed out. He was quite obviously drunk. You could actually smell it on his breath. I was going to grab the mail that night, and I walked over and I saw him. I tried grabbing his shoulder, and I wanted to see if he would wake up. I wanted to see if he was all right, but he was not responsive to me. So, thinking that the right people to call in this situation would be the police, I did so. Well, say about 15 minutes later, the police showed up, and it wasn't just the police that got out of the car to respond to this call. They actually had some extra people, and these people, I had no idea who these people were, but they were carrying cameras, and I thought that was very odd. Well, what it ended up, these camera people who were riding along with the police were the film crew from the TV show Cops. You know, the bad boys, those guys. So before they even went over to see if this homeless man was all right, which was my concern, I thought he had passed out or whatever. Maybe he was in trouble. His health was at stake. There was a female police officer, a blonde woman, who, before she went over to see if the man was all right, she was using her car window, doing her hair. And I can only imagine it was so that she would look good for the film crew who was, I guess, riding around with them on their shift that night. So after she got done primping herself and combing her hair, they went over to check out and see if the man was okay, or so I thought. But what they really did was, before they started rolling the cameras, they actually just started kicking him. It didn't look like they had any concern. They were just trying to rustle him awake. So he was in a drunken stupor, obviously, and he was freaking out. He woke up and he was obviously disturbed and didn't know where he was because he was drunk. He was passed out. In my mind, what they were doing is agitating him. And by the time they got him woken up, rustled up, then they turned on the camera. And what I heard from that point on, it started getting aggressive. The police were pushing him, prodding him, kicking him, and yelling, "Stop resisting! Stop resisting!" And this was all now because the lights on the camera were on and they were obviously rolling. So, that was the first thing that really disturbed me, because the police in my mind were there to help, and that's not what they were doing. And I don't know if it was in their own self-interest, if the cops crew wanted to get something that was actually TV worthy. At that point, I didn't care. At that point, I knew something had to be done, and that if I had cameras rolling myself and I could have caught the whole interaction, that something could have been done. At this point, it's just my word against the police, and I'm not sure anybody would believe me. So I got involved with Florida Cop Watch and recording interactions myself whenever I could. And it's just a real small thing that I think we can all do to help with police accountability. And if we see something we don't like, we can share it, and we can hold them accountable if the police departments themselves won't do it. So that's why I started cop watching in the beginning, and I really hope all of you guys too, and I hope you guys share your stories um, with us. Anything you record it on YouTube and send it to Florida Cop Watch, and we'd be happy to share it for everybody to see, and hopefully it'll inspire some other people to get involved.